On January 2nd, 2025, a peculiar series of communications took place suggesting that an E6 might have been flying dark, operating from the ground, or something else. There's been a lot of examples of things like this the last few weeks, but I happen to have some time to put a series of clips together to give you an example. For those interested, this information has also been posted to the Neat Intel account on X. At 1450 Zulu, E6AE041B came online on ADS-B Exchange's maps. At 1459, it took off, and almost immediately afterwards, we hear streamer contact Ricochet to check into the net. With Ricochet as today's NCS call sign, we know who that is. And since the timing of the E6 taking off is so close to streamer coming onto the radio, we typically conclude that streamer is E6AE041B.
Ricochet, this is streamer on 89902. I'll copy my station, over. Ricochet, this is streamer, I have you, Lima Charlie as well, requesting to check into the net at this time, over. Ricochet, this is streamer, I am reading you clear, but please say again your last, over. Ricochet, this is streamer, my station authenticates Bravo Hotel India with India. I say again, Bravo Hotel India with India. If correct, please authenticate Whiskey Alpha Papa. I say again, Whiskey Alpha Papa, over. Ricochet, streamer, my station copies all, entering the net at 1502 Zulu. Your assistance is much appreciated. This station requires no further assistance. Have a wonderful day. This is streamer out.
At 1505 Zulu, streamer begins to try and contact Filibuster. Filibuster is a 10-character call sign. For a while now, we've been successfully operating on an assumption that rules it out being an E6, because E6s appear to be constrained to 9-character call signs. So if streamer is trying to contact a call sign that's 10 characters long, can we assume that it's trying to contact the E4 we see on the map? If so, that'd be surprising, because we basically don't expect to hear an E4 over HF radio.
Filibuster, this is streamer on 11175. How copy my station, over. Filibuster, this is streamer on 11175. HF radio check, over. Filibuster, this is streamer, HF radio check, copy, over. Filibuster, this is Filibuster, this is streamer, how copy my station, over.
About 30 minutes later, 1536, we hear Skylight contact mainsail/Ricochet to request to check into the net. And here's where the problems begin. With no additional E6 appearing on the maps, we wouldn't expect to hear anyone else radioing into the HFGCS in this way right now. Now, who is Skylight? We can rule out the E4 pretty easily, but we can't automatically rule out the idea that we are wrong about streamer, and E6AE041B is actually Skylight. That seems unlikely, and for the sake of this conversation, it wouldn't help us out at all. If Skylight, if AE041B, then we don't know who streamer is. So either way you cut it, there's an E6 with an unknown identity.
Mainsail. This is Skylight on 11175. How copy my station, over.
Skylight, this is Ricochet on 11175. Have you loud and clear, have me, over.
Ricochet, this is Skylight. I hear you, Lima Charlie, requesting to enter the net at this time, over.
Skylight, this is Ricochet. Do you mind for identification, over. Skylight, this is Ricochet. Please authenticate Charlie, Tango, November. I say again, Charlie, Tango, November. How copy?
Ricochet, this is Skylight. I authenticate Charlie, Tango, November, with Charlie. I say again, Charlie, Tango, November, with Charlie. Incorrect, please authenticate. Alpha, November, Juliet. I say again, Alpha, November, Juliet. Over.
Skylight, this is Ricochet. I authenticate Alpha, November, Juliet with Juliet. I say again, Alpha, November, Juliet with Juliet. Incorrect, I have you entering the net at 1538 Zulu. How copy?
Ricochet, this is Skylight. You have entering the net at 1538 Zulu. Incorrect, my station requires no further assistance at this time.
At 1545 Zulu, this comes to a head of sorts, with Streamer contacting Starlight, actually Skylight, to request them to rendezvous on Zulu 100. In other words, we know at least one of these two are E6AE041B, and the other one, we have no idea. And we hear them now chatting with each other and requesting to change frequencies. As a reminder, Zulu 100 is 13907 kHz. At the time of this recording, I wasn't around, and so I didn't end up recording any activity on 13907 kHz. But from a couple later clips, it seems like they were unsuccessful in establishing communications on this additional frequency.
Starlight, this is Streamer on 11175. How copy my station? Over.
Stringer, this is Skylight. I hear you, Lima Charlie.
Skylight, this is Streamer. Rendezvous, Zulu 100. Over.
At 1549, Streamer doubles back to 11175 kHz to ask if Skylight can hear them at all.
Skylight, this is Streamer, do you copy my station? Over.
The last bits I have from their communications come at 1602 Zulu, when Skylight and Streamer are both weakly heard on an SDR in California. The E6s don't have great propagation, so this might rule out any E6s on the East Coast. But other than that, we've got a peculiar example of something that we've been sporadically observing for a while now. This video has provided an example of communications on the HFGCS that are typical of the sort of traffic we've come to understand is associated with E6s, but we are now consistently noticing instances where there are more E6s expected than we see in the air. The explanation we've been most inclined to assume is that E6s are flying dark, and have discussed the video along these lines, but there are in fact other possible explanations, such as E6s operating even while on the ground, other aircraft, or possibly other locations, maybe even ground entry points. Continued observation and documentation is likely to yield interesting results that can allow for more educated guesses. I try and make a point of recording the sponsor thanks with my actual voice instead of entrusting it to an AI, but I'm editing this video in the middle of the night, so that's not possible this time. Thanks very much to our sponsors on Patreon.com, including Paul R. on the Skymaster tier and Espresso and Rick at the Octopus tier. Special thanks to Amanda and Chris K, and thanks as well to everyone on the Operator tier. While we don't have any formal tiers for our YouTube sponsors, Up North has sponsored the channel so much, he gets continued special thanks at his very own Up North tier. And thanks as well to sponsors on BuyMeACoffee.com. Recent sponsors over the Christmas 2024 holiday season include Tries Not and Kelly. This project is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you.